Howdy ho, my friends. Howdy ho. Wednesday, April 6th. Day after. No, it's not Wednesday. It's Thursday. It is Thursday. Let me check. Yes, it's Thursday. Plus, my daughter just called me with my grandson. Thursdays is the day they call every week. And no, I didn't make her do that. It's just something she did on her own because she loves me so much. Which is shocking because I thought for sure I fucked her up. I mean, I just kind of winged it. Because I did everything I did exactly the opposite of what my mom did. And some of the things my mom said were like so, embedded in my skull, in my brain, into my memory source, that they just came out of my mouth whenever shit happened. I'd hear her. Sometimes I see her in my mirrors. I think mirrors are windows so that you could see yourself age and become them. Them. Now, this would be my grandmother because she had both states. Both states. I love my grandmother. Even though she didn't love me. Well, she loved me. She just didn't like me. I can relate to somebody I know. That I talked to for an hour and 45 some odd minutes yesterday. Had the woman not gone into the rocks to get the ball that her partner shot in there at the guys and gals golfing club, where her partner is like a 62-year-old dude who doesn't know how to golf, but would marry her if she was single, she wouldn't have fallen. And I think actually they didn't even do an x-ray. I think she might have broken her ankle because she's still messed up to the max. And so she just got a doctor's appointment with her regular doctor, of course, because she can't go in, and have somebody x-ray it, because that would just be logical thinking. And us women in our family, no logical thinking is allowed. Remember, I waited 2 years to have that leg vein checked, and I don't have DVT. It's still there, not clogged, but still a white line and giant bruises on both sides. Well, not giant bruises, but very deep bruises. And does a bruise never go away once you hit 60? Does it stay there and then just remind you over year after year after year that you're closer to your death? Because that's what it looks like. It's 2 bruises that I got when I turned 60. When I turned 60. It's awful. Awful, awful, awful. Yes, it is. Anyway, see these dark spots are coming on my face even more? Anybody out there? Do they look like they could be cancerous? This one is a weird shape. And it's new. Maybe I'll go in. I should, because what I'll do is wait until I'm almost dead after 2 years and then take a look. I don't know. It's time to just have my whole entire face erased. Microdermabrasion! I can get it done too, because my husband lets me do anything I want. Anything. Because I'm the best thing that ever happened to him. Only because he's a foodie. And I like to cook and bake. And he likes to eat and eat and eat. Everything. I told you, one of these days I'm going to take a thing of his plates. And they're like a heaping mound. It's like as if he went to a buffet and it was all you can eat in one plate. So he made sure to get all you can eat on that plate. And I'm like, dude, you can go back for seconds. Just saying. And he's like, why? I'm fine. I don't need seconds. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. You don't need seconds. You need like 2 stomachs, you know? But then I have to remind myself that when I was 297 pounds, he never made a beep about it. He still loved me. In fact, I got more sex when I was fat than when I lost all the weight and was back down to 150. Isn't that the shame? 50 pounds a year for 3 years just from walking. That's it. Walking and not eating carbs or sugar of any kind. It was very, very boring. I don't even know how I did it. And then my sister died and threw me all off. And I mean all off. I've tried to get back on that wagon wheel and keep on running, but I haven't. And this year will be 10 years in August that she's been gone. August 6th. Yep. 4 days before my mom's birthday. My mom turns 80 this year, which means that I'm turning 63. I said it out loud, 63. When I'm 64. That's will he still love me when I'm 64? I think he will. The AC's on, girls. Mama gotta shut the door. Can't have the AC running. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Cannot have the AC running when you're in the house. When the door is open and Min's loves the cold weather. Weather. Loves the cold air on her little ear. Hey, did you guys get your butts wiped? No. Does somebody need their butt wiped? Butt wipes. Butt wipes are coming to them because they cannot wipe their butts because they are Frenchy Bulldogs who don't know how to wipe their butts and cannot reach them. Look at that girl. Look at that girl. Look at that girl. Look at that girl, look at that girl, look at that girl. She wanted to look around and be like, ah! She's a funny thing. Oh, look, guys. Ooh. I rearranged the kitchen, too. Just like I rearranged the living room last week, right before my husband came home. And I cleaned it from floors to the ceiling. I need to do the ceiling fans, but I have to stand on a ladder or a chair, and I have to get a lot of guts up. Ooh, look at this. God, that's ugly. Okay, butt wipage. No poop. How about you? Yes, you got poop. And you were on my couch. What did I say? Chicken jerky. I am not sponsored by this chicken jerky, but look at this chicken jerky. If you want to pay me to sponsor you, I would be glad to, because my girls love this. They love it. I actually want to think about rehydrating it and see if they like it even more. It's sort of like an experiment because they love it. Also, I got to show you guys something. Gluten-free, right? Because this gets all in this. You guys have seen this. It's from eating real bread. These ciabatta rolls by this company, they're gluten-free. These things rock. Oh my God. I had a sandwich today, and these things are like the best freaking gluten-free bread I have ever had in my freaking life. I am never gonna have to cheat again and get regular bread as long as they have these in stock. And FYI, Udi's, they have a gluten-free bagel that is the bomb diggity, except they only sell them in bulk, and Holiday Inn Expresses, the real fancy ones, schmancy ones, you can get them at some of them, but not all of them. And we got them, or I got them, because my mom doesn't have to eat them. My mom had to come and get me, and we had to stop on the way home from Texas back to Phoenix, and in a snowstorm, and we got caught in New Mexico. That's when my husband's dad was passing away from cancer. He actually didn't pass away because his mom and me, who used to be really good friends, got into a huge argument because I went down there to help take care of him, but he was either, doctors don't talk or they didn't tell anybody, but they removed a tumor from his back. Is how they found out he had cancer again, because he had skin cancer, which runs in their family. He lost his brother the same way, his littlest brother, because he was the oldest. Anyway, it was his fourth go around with cancer, and the tumor that they removed in his spinal column, they made him go to physical therapy, right? Well, I don't know how you're supposed to have some guy go to physical therapy while you're fighting cancer at the same time with chemo and radiation and all that other stuff, because basically they're killing him and weakening him, and he's having me drive him 2 hours one way because they live in the middle of nowhere. Actually, they live in the middle of the Panhandle in Oklahoma, which is the middle of nowhere. And he was just getting sicker and sicker and weaker and dying. And I was there, and I had to see it, and I had to tell my mother-in-law that, because I caught a cold, and I'm like, I have to go. I can't stay here. I can't be around him because he has no immune system, and one cold could push him over the edge and kill him. And then her and I got into this huge argument because she told me just to pray harder. And I'm like, how hard can you pray? Because I'm not seeing any miracle happening. But the miracle did happen when we got into an argument. And then I went and took their car and stormed out and went to the hotel, which they only have one in town, and stayed for a whole week before my mother could come and get me. And for one whole week to stay in this little rinky-dinky hotel in the middle of nowhere was like $700 and something. And I'm talking like 1 star, 1 freaking star type of hotel here. Not 2 stars, 1 star, 1 star. It was awful. But because that happened, I called his brother and said, somebody needs to do something, because they're not listening, because they were isolating themselves. They weren't letting anybody in, and they weren't telling them the truth on the phone. And they were saying he was fine, but he wasn't. He was sick, so very, very sick. And then his brother went over there and saw him and was like, OMG, this is not working. You're not going to be able to pray your way out of this. You need to go to the hospital, like right now. So they took him to took him to a doctor's office. There was no hospital in that town they lived in. You just hoped that you would make it to ER like an hour and a half away. So they went and saw his doctor, and his doctor had to have him medevaced, right? And even his doctor told them that he thought he was never going to see this man again because he was so close to death. So long story shorter, he went to the hospital. They got him better. They got him all fixed up after he was there for like 3 weeks, I think. And he lived all the way till December 31st. I'm not lying. He died on December 31st, 2020. And I feel kind of bad because I told him, because so many people had passed away. My sister passed away in 2016. And then my mom's last husband and my father died in 2018. And I just couldn't handle death anymore, It was just like, it seemed like it was just constantly here, constantly there, and it was just a nightmare type of deal situation. It really was. When you lose a sibling that's only like 13 months younger than you, your best friend, your last friend, because my other best friend passed away when I was in high school, so I never had another best friend after that. It was just me. And that's it. Just me. I had people that I hung out with, but were not my best friends. So anyway, yeah, so he lived a whole year, and I told him that he could not die after 2020 because I was putting a kibosh on all dying after that. So he had to get better no matter what, because if he lived in 2021, he was not allowed to die until he was very, very old. And he dies on December 31st of 2020. The very last day of the year. And I feel like that was a jinx for me, from me, truly from me. But we managed to get my husband down there and everybody else down there. Everybody was down there, and he was surrounded by his 4 kids, 2 sons and 2 daughters and his wife, and each of them held an arm or a leg, and his wife had her hand on his head, and he just died. He just died. And I mean it too, he just died. And it was so awful. It was like so very awful. So very awful. And I think it might have actually been 2019. I think it was. I'm not sure. I'll have to check, but I think it was. Anyway, it was just not good. All the way around, death is never good. Never, never. But, so anyway, what did I even come on here for? Chitter chatter of little nothingness? Yeah, chitter chatter of little nothingness. Anyway, it's Thursday. Hi. Did nothing today. Nothing. Because yesterday I cleaned the whole kitchen. I have to do the dining room next. But after I pick up my medications tomorrow, dining room will be there doing it tomorrow. Dining room. So hope you guys had a great Thursday. I had I don't know. These 2 are acting like fools. Hey, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? Are you being a bully? You're being a bully. You're a bully. Yes, bullies. They're goofs. Anyway, peace out. We picked up a couple more subscribers. Hello. Welcome to the whatever show. Being crazy. Not high, though. Can't get high. I'm allergic to marijuana. Imagine that. Marijuana makes my whole face swell up. Not that my face isn't swollen up. Let's talk about microdermabrasion tomorrow, shall we? I might make some calls. Find out. I've had it before, but I have my own little wacky-dacky machine. Maybe we can put it on tonight to charge it and try it out. I have the little handheld bump. We're to do one side with the microneedling electric machine and one side without, with the just little polka-doka shoka, and see what happens. You guys, really? That fart was disgusting. Farting dogs. Dueling farts from Frenchies. It's like that too. Okay. See ya. Be okay. Don't want to be me. You don't. Go. Bye-bye.